Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Donut Like a Donut Read. I am Luna, and with me today we have Adam.
At your service.
And Julius.
Hello.
And today we're getting a little bit loud and we're getting a little bit bizarre with a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure and Loud House crossover, the jjba House by Annie Gamer Alternative.
And this was also a request by Ginger Ale.
I know very little about either JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or The Loud House, so I'm going to assume that this crossover is plausible.
Yeah, me too. I've never really seen either of these shows either.
Yeah, me neither. But that's okay.
My friends keep trying to peer pressure me into watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and I'd say I didn't watch Ruby. Your powers have no power.
Yeah. Was one of your friends John, because he always keeps telling us to watch anime?
Well, I mean, John is one of my friends, but I did not know John in high school, so no.
Fair point.
Description. After a stand arrow that has never heard of until now ends in Michigan, Jotaro Kujo goes to Royal Woods, Michigan to find the arrow, and that's when he meets Lincoln Loud, parentheses, more info inside.
Alright.
So we've got sort of not so much of a prologue, more of like a is it like it's appendix is at the end. What's that thing in like the books where like the beginning, instead of being numbers, it'll be like Roman numerals, like the pre-book?
Like the index? Not the index. The I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it is even.
Yeah, that. We got one of those. So we got the full summary. After a stand arrow was confirmed to have been found in the Detroit metro area in Michigan, Jotaro Kujo sets out on a journey to find out where the stand arrow is in a place called Royal Woods. But when he arrives there, he notices that a person with gang-like symbols on his back and what looks like a stand arrow in his bag, so he follows him. But as he follows him, he meets Lincoln Loud, who was getting away from police, but also was a stand. And so their adventure begins with the stand arrow, who are the gang and its leader.
I like that it's gang-like symbol and not just a gang symbol.
So
periods clearly costed extra.
Something about this character going to Michigan just seems real silly to me. Like, that just, I don't know.
I mean, why not?
It seems like he's on some kind of a bizarre adventure.
It's where his favorite ice cream flavors are. Whatever it was in The Real Jeff the Killer. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason you'd go to Michigan.
Sorry for the long and complicated summary, as well as not being the best out there. You know what? The summary you have is infinitely better than the people who just wrote, I suck at summaries, just read it.
Yes, that is true.
No,
I mean,
no, I will not.
Yeah, you at least have a little more confidence than they do, so good on you.
Yeah. You did something. Timeline. Okay. It is set a year before Diamond is Unbreakable, but it's set in the modern day, mainly because aside from video games and news stories, I don't know what the culture and style was like of the late 90s, unless you can do better. Also, the Loud House characters will be 3 years older.
I mean, they could do a simple Google search of, like, 90s style. Not that it would be, like, the most accurate thing, but...
I mean, it wasn't that different. I mean, as long as you're not trying to show any, like, super specific thing, don't think it's that big of a difference. Especially when you're, like, writing an action thing.
Let's work with what he knows.
They have to make sure that...
I guess he doesn't want to end up like the weird, like, what was it, the Laughing Jack prequel I mentioned before?
Yeah. Just gotta make sure you reference VCRs and, Walkmans and shit like that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, jelly bracelets. Were Silly Bands just a 2000s thing?
I think they were really popular then. Yeah, don't mention those then, I guess.
Let's see, the Game Boy.
Oh, yeah, especially the Game Boy.
Just have people say radical.
Yeah. Have someone just doing some kick flips in the background. Just,
Yeah. And make sure you look right in the camera and say, kids rule, at some point.
Everybody needs to be wearing neon, like, highlighter kind of clothing. They need to look poisonous.
Man, what a wonderful time to be alive.
Well, I mean, it was parents, because you want parents to know that, like, hey, ward off predators, like, hey, don't try to bite my kid, he's incredibly toxic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's a good fan theory about the 90s.
Fan theory?
Yeah, a good 90s fan theory.
I'm a bit where I pretend I'm an historian from, like, the 31st century, making wildly incorrect assumptions, and anyone tries to call me out on my wildly incorrect assumptions, I accuse them of being anti-intellectual. I did this story because of my other fic, stands in other media, and I am very interested in doing a story based around Loud House if they had stands based around that concept.
Okay.
This is one of 2 projects I'm planning. The other story is called A New Home, involving an original character. More info on that soon, but that'll be that for now. You got a period there? There's always a period, except when you want it.
Well, original is actually short for originalistic. They just shortened
that original
it
between there. That could have been that initial summary when I was fighting for my life. Genre: comedy, drama, action. Comedy, drama, adventure, tragedy, action. A note: I do not own Loud House. It belongs to Nickelodeon. I don't own jjba. It belongs to Hirohiko Araki. Yeah, Hirohiko Araki, Lucky Land Communications, Shueisha, and Viz Media. Thank you and goodbye.
Is that true? All those things that own that anime?
Let's hope so.
Sounds about right. That sounds about right. Like Viz Media would have the publishing in... Yeah, that sounds about right.
I mean, they put more effort into it than saying stuff like 4Kids owns Pokemon or something like that.
You know, someone pointed out something to me that I didn't think about that actually makes a lot of sense about a certain aspect of 4Kids censorship. Which is, when it comes to, like, the invisible guns in Yu-Gi-Oh!, in Japan, you can show kids, you can have kids media with, like, people picking up guns and shooting them just fine, because the chances of, like, the kid finding a gun in their parents' drawer is minimal, but you can't show that in the US. Like, once someone I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense, they would censor that.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
like 7-year-old Taro can't get a gun out of his mom's drawer, but 7-year-old Mike, yeah, probably can. Yeah. Probably don't want to expose him to that.
It's understandable, even if it looks silly.
Yeah, yeah.
What about the rice balls, though?
No, that's inexcusable.
Jelly-filled donuts are my favorite, though.
Yeah, they're so good.
Yeah.
Nothing beats a fresh jelly donut. Chapter 2. Prologue, Welcome to Michigan.
Yeah. Hello, and welcome to the first chapter of the fic. The stand names for the Loud House characters will be based around the stands and other media fic and any other future character with stands I think about, as well as OCs. Also, it's rated T, but it might be M later on. It might be a bit short, only because this is the prologue.
So, I know what stands are, but I'm having a hard time following the author's commentary right now. I don't know what that is.
So essentially, stands, it's like, they're like I think it's like an extension of your soul or whatever, but the main thing I know about stands is all of them are named after, like, famous songs.
Oh, okay.
Like, the names get changed for names will get changed for, like, reasons, but, like, there's someone with a stand that there's, like, Man in the Mirror, and, like, Highway to Hell, and, like, their stands, it's like, I know the stands are on CDs, they slide into people's brains, like, it's something like that, and it's, like, you can only see stands if you also have a stand.
I knew that, actually. I knew that part. I know the bare minimal about JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I guess.
So, the author is coming up with original stand ideas.
Okay.
For the Loud House characters.
Okay. I didn't quite catch that. Something just about the way they wrote it, I was a little confused. Okay.
Yeah. Inside a large airplane heading towards a place called Royal Woods, Michigan, we see a large man with a white trench coat, a white hat, which looks a bit weird mainly because of his hair.
Is he Doug Dimmadome?
Oh, yeah.
From the Dimsdale Dimmadome?
Yeah.
It's very possible.
If the hat fits. Yari yari daze. Going to a state to find an arrow. That's like finding one in Florida with Jolene. Actually, I hope she doesn't find one, but that's aside from the point. I remembered how it started.
The man thought as we enter the flashback.
Shout out to Jolene, by the way.
Yeah.
We love you.
I've been calling her up every day, begging her not to take my man. She has not answered.
Yeah, Jolene in the DODR is Miss Steal Your Man, by the way.
Well, I mean, that's the song that she's in. That's what she is in the song.
Yeah, it was about her.
She could have her choice of man, but I can never love again. A few weeks ago, we see the man sitting on the bench that says Orlando thinking about something. That's until his phone rings and he accepts the call.
Hello?
Is this Mr. Jotaro Kujo?
Yeah, who's asking?
Kujo size?
I'm one of the Speedwagon Foundation members. I was told to call you.
Kujo size? Oh, I wasn't supposed to put that then. Sorry.
Go ahead, I got time.
We received information about a stand arrow somewhere in the U.S. state of Michigan.
Where in Michigan?
Jotaro says.
Or if you're outside of America, what the fuck is Michigan?
Yeah.
It's Ohio too, so says me, John, of Donut Like Donut Read.
Oh no. Don't tell anyone in Ohio you said that, John.
Can't believe John would say something like that.
Yeah, I can't believe.
We're gonna get canceled by the state of Ohio. Thanks, John. Fucking normie.
Jotaro says.
Yeah. It's in the Detroit metro area, and from what we heard, it's one of three places, Detroit itself, Great Lakes City, or Royal Woods. There should be a Foundation member sent to give you the talk-it and info.
Alright, thanks.
Jotaro says, putting his phone away.
Putt-putting.
When the DODR meets up, we should all go putt-putting together.
Absolutely.
Putt-putts traveled through time.
We'll play putt-putt with putt-putt. Oh, we need some good putt-putt fanfiction. Please.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'd be able to find genuine putt-putt fanfiction. I think it would all be irony poison.
Probably.
Unfortunately.
Are you by any chance Jotaro Kujo? Says a mysterious man.
Yes.
Jotaro says, getting up, here you go. The flight won't leave until 2 weeks from now.
Thanks.
Jotaro says, it's flashback ends. You know, it's not super easy switching between, like, the transatlantic accent to whatever that, like, neo-Bostonian mess was.
Yeah. I remember when we were recording Turn Bad Part 3, I was doing, like, two different voices. One was, like... one was British and one was something else. I kept losing my accent. It was really hard.
From what I heard, Detroit has high crime rates, so I'm not surprised if some gang took it. But from what the info letter said, there is a possibility that Dio has 2 children born 4 years apart, a son and a daughter. And from the same woman, I guess I see.
Jotaro says as the plane landed. 5 minutes later, Jotaro called a taxi. There's no way in... Well, I guess this is this is modern day. If you had kept it in the 90s, then I guess I could argue that in a pre-9/11 world, he's getting off that plane from Japan in 5 minutes. Yeah. But in if this is supposed to be modern day, absolutely not. Yeah. 5 minutes.
Yeah. He didn't have to wait at the baggage claim. He just ran straight to the street.
No, if they see a man running in the airport, he's going to be tackled by like 30 guys.
I mean, this is an anime protagonist. He can do what he wants and not get caught. Just...
I think he could just fight off the TSA. They pile on him like in the Matrix, and then he like jumps up and sends them all flying.
He does the classic, I'm under a pile of people that I'm gonna like stand up and spread my arms and they're all gonna fly all directions.
One of them flies into the x-ray machine.
Someone please make this anime the Jojo/Loud House anime. We have some great ideas for it, clearly.
We've got some great... Contact the author. That's the only reason you should contact the author is if you are an employee of Studio Bones or Studio Ghibli or Studio Mappa and you are interested in making a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Loud House official anime and you're looking for pointers. 5 minutes later, Jotaro calls a taxi and told him Town Square.
You're the driver.
Oh, yeah, you're right, I am the driver. I can't do it. What's a Detroit accent? I'm not even gonna try. So first, no.
Just
actually,
do
no.
Midwestern, if you can do Midwestern.
So first time here.
That's not what Midwesterners normally sound like, but okay.
Yeah, I knew that it wasn't. I don't know what that is. The moment it came out of my mouth, I was like, "Oh, that's not correct."
That reminds me of when I tried to do a French accent in that XSX Tricky's fanfic, and I butchered it really hard.
Well, that wasn't the prompt.
I know, but
the driver. Yeah.
Yes, just here on important business.
Jojo says, "Oh, see, I really recommend Royal Woods, a peaceful suburb of Detroit. Well, unlike Detroit."
Why would I go to a suburb? I flew here from fucking Japan. I'm not going to some random neighborhood.
The driver says, "Well, what do you know? Right here's fine." I'm trying to do this accent. I'm just thinking of words like "don't you know," just over and over my head, hoping that like I'll get something out of that, and it's not working. And I know it's not working. I want people to understand. I'm trying for Midwestern. I understand. I don't sound Midwestern.
Yeah,
like
Luna,
I understand that, and
Luna
I'm doing
put all
my
of her
best.
charisma points into her transatlantic accent, so
Yeah, I don't have anything left. I'm so sorry.
yeah, we all have our strengths. So
I can do a Brooklyn accent involuntarily. My mom said that I sounded like a female Columbo, and I couldn't stop talking like that, even though I tried actively.
Me who can't do any English accents. Ha, pathetic.
So what do you know? Right here is fine. As Jojo was getting out his wallet, the driver stopped him. This one's on the house. Feel free to call it. I'll be there.
Oh, thanks.
He drove him all the way to a suburb and didn't charge him?
That's that Midwestern hospitality.
Yeah.
But first, before you go, here's a map of the Royal Woods as well as the metro area of Detroit. You can find any landmarks and stuff on here.
He's giving out maps for free.
I hope he gives his driver 5 stars. That is just way too friendly.
He's above and beyond. He wants it's because he kind of recognizes Jotaro's kind of aura, and he wants him to get him out as quickly as possible. And he doesn't want to be rude about it because he doesn't want to be under the protagonist aura, but he doesn't want he doesn't want as soon as he drives away he gets murdered by whatever protagonist business this guy is up against. So he's just trying to get in, get out, be polite.
Yeah. Make it quick, but also maintain good karma. I get it.
Exactly. That's the vibe.
Yeah. Thanks.
The driver nods before driving off.
Man, his dialogue has been riveting.
Yeah, is this what he's like in the anime? He doesn't really say much?
I don't think so, but then again, I don't know.
This is basically just Boomstick from the Lucy x Godzilla death battle.
Wow.
Okay, cool.
Neat.
Well, there's no excuse to throwing this away, so let's see where the hotel is.
But before Jojo could read it, he heard a girl yell.
Help!
Her yell was so loud, it was supersonic. It could only be perceived by dogs.
It'll come up normal in the video.
Oh, you were saying that it didn't get picked up. Okay.
I did drop it, yes. It happens sometimes you get clipped on Discord.
Oh, that makes sense. Jojo looked and see a man holding a girl standing... Oh, no. Jojo looked and see a man holding a girl heading into an alleyway.
Wait, isn't this a suburb? What alleyway?
It's
suburbs.
like between... I mean, it's
It's someone's backyard, is what you're saying.
It's like between... it's between a townhouse and a shed.
Yeah. Or like between fences, where there's that space.
It's like
it's someone's backyard.
An alleyway is just space between two buildings. That can be really big. There's no size limit to it. An alleyway can be 15 feet. It can be 20 feet.
Yare, alright, fine.
Jotaro thought as they went off in the direction of the north. At the same time, on the other side of the alleyway, a boy with white hair also heard it and also heading to the scene. As Jotaro enters the alleyway, he sees a person who took the girl in question with the other two men. However, he sees an entity behind the first men. A Stan, Jotaro thought.
Please leave me alone,
says the girl, who has blonde hair, blue eyes, and a black dress. Nope, my orders are clear. I gotta bring you to the boss.
Let me go. Did she not
The
hear
girl
him?
was-
He just told her she wasn't going to let her go. Come on.
Sorry, doll, it's a union thing. The girl was pushed into the wall. Let me tell you something. Do you see this entity behind me?
Let me tell you one motherfucking thing.
The girl nods. Good, because this boss told us you have a very special stand. And if you try anything, this will happen. What will happen?
We'll find out.
Not today.
Jotaro says. Hey, this isn't your business now. Run along before something bad happens to you. The first man says.
Implying that there's more men? Do they say there are
Yeah,
more
there's
men?
three.
Yeah,
Okay.
It says there's three. It says there's 3 men.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
Nope.
Jotaro says.
Nope. What a line.
I figured. So, you two, get him. Mods, kill that guy. Mods, change the scent of his parents' home. Cut down his childhood tree.
The mooks die first, unfortunately, so this isn't going to end well.
The 2 men nodded and started to rush towards Jotaro. Jotaro, thinking this was very easy, tried to punch them, but he didn't realize that he couldn't raise his fist because his arms were in webs, and he noticed his feet looked to be molded into the ground.
Oh no.
What did you do?
Jotaro says, as he... It was my stand. November rain. Trapped you with the webs into the wall. No, sorry.
I like
Yeah.
to
And then the
believe.
second man-
I like to believe the guy just interrupted the narrator.
I guess that's
This
me.
is
Is that me saying that, or I guess? It's
Yeah,
me.
this next line is the second man. It's like the first man says, and the second man said that line,
Yeah,
and the
okay.
third man says. So yeah,
In my stand, Paradise City was the one who molded your feet to the ground. So they're all Guns N' Roses. Okay.
yeah. The third man says,
Look here, we will give you one last chance before I use Rocket Queen on ya.
the first man says, "What's the order of this?
What do you mean?
Did we get it wrong? Was it the second man says the November rain comment?
Does
and
it
then
really matter? These are
I
all
guess
mooks,
not.
right? They're just gonna die, I bet, or we're not gonna see them again.
I guess so. I mean, we're not going to be seeing them again because this is the last chapter. But yeah. The white-haired boy from earlier stepped into the scene, hiding from the 3 men, holding a bag of pillows. The man is in trouble, and
No,
the guy
that's
is about...
that's I'm
sorry.
thinking that. Wait, I'm
Yeah.
trying to come up with a
This
voice.
It's a little hard to
child.
follow who's talking in this story, honestly.
Yeah.
That man is in trouble, and the guy is about to use a stand to attack. I guess I'll use Detroit Rock City to help out.
The white-haired boy thought as the arm of the DRC touched the pillow.
So he's like the entity of Detroit. That's pretty cool. Good job for you,
Yeah.
Lincoln Loud.
Good for you. I'll make you pay. The first man yelled as he used his rocket man to attack Totaro. As he attacked, the first man noticed something. What happened to my stand's hands?
Oh, relax, would ya?
Said the boy.
It's dangerous. Get out of here.
The girl said. Kid, sorry.
Kid.
Jotaro thought. You two get him. You two get him. 3, 2, 1.
Yes, sir.
They said as they rushed towards the boy.
Detroit.
The boy said as his stand came on and prepared to attack it. It started to punch.
Wait, who's DRC?
It's the stand.
Okay.
Detroit Rock
yeah.
City.
Wants to take the
I
stand.
mean, Toto, that's just like an onomatopoeia. That's just like it's like the Japanese equivalent of like a rumbling noise.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I actually wouldn't have guessed that that's what DRC meant, even though I should based on the context.
Well, because it says, I will use Detroit Rock City to help out.
Yeah. I knew that. I would have forgotten by then, honestly. But okay.
What else would it be? The Democratic Republic of the Congo?
Sure.
I mean, maybe.
Why not?
You never know.
Michigan's apparently a really weird place.
Yeah. It's very liminal. Probably a side effect of all the bodies in the Great Lakes. Did you know that the only reason why the Great Lakes aren't considered seas is because they're freshwater?
That
I mean, that's
makes
how it
sense.
works, yeah. That's how the
Yeah, but
definition
like
works.
size-wise, if they were salt, it would be considered like the Great Sea.
I mean, no, it wouldn't, because, no, it doesn't matter if it's salty or not. There are salt lakes. It matters if it's
Salt Lake
connected
City.
to the world ocean.
No,
Okay.
I'm saying that's why they're not. It was a thing. They're not considered seas because they're not connected to the ocean. But size-wise, they're very, very big.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I wouldn't have known that. I didn't know enough about, I guess, geography or whatever.
They're
it is.
horrifyingly big. They're big in a way that, like, you don't, because of where they are on the map, because it's, like, further north, they get kind of squashed. But, like, the Great Lakes are huge
Yeah.
and cool enough because they're not salt water. A lot of ships have wrecked in the Great Lakes, but because there's no salt in there, when the shipwrecks are found, they look perfectly preserved because they haven't been, much more preserved than you find in, like, ocean shipwrecks.
Yeah. I actually live about less than a mile away from a Great Lake from where I am right now, and it is,
Ooh.
yeah.
Which one?
Lake Erie. So, the worst one. The one that caught on fire, you know.
Oh, God.
How?
That was a Cleveland thing a long time ago. It was so polluted.
Oh, gosh.
Man.
Yeah, Lake Erie is the worst lake. Come at me, Lake Erie stands.
DRC said, well, did anyone do the total thing?
I guess that would be
who
Lincoln,
wants
right?
to do it?
Yeah, I can do it. DRC said while defeating the two men and releasing Jotaro from his restraints. Please give him back, please, the first man says in the boy sighs.
Fine.
DRC's hands twisted, giving the Rocket Man its arms. You win this time, the man says, dragging his two associates away.
Thanks, but who are you?
Jotaro says.
The name's Lincoln Loud. Welcome to Michigan.
Prologue ends. Well, that was an interesting chapter. I wrote, but before we end this, I would like to say I don't know how long this is going to be. I like to say mid-50s, but it could even be more if I reduce the 7 bosses and their leader, Dio's son, who is yet to be named, while the twin sister has not been named. But until then, please tell me what you thought about the story, and I'll see you later. Okay, here are some extras before I go whenever a new stand appears.
Author, don't get my hopes up and tell me there's going to be 50-some chapters.
Yeah, when you say mid-50s, are you talking like 50,000 words or 50 chapters?
I would assume 50 chapters. I just don't get my hopes up. I'm already
Yeah, I'm
invested.
just like, any day now. The author is writing up a backlog of stories. He's writing
Keep going.
They're writing up a backlog of chapters so they can post them all at once.
I was really hoping for like a slice of life JoJo's Bizarre Adventure in Michigan story, you know? That would have been something.
Yeah. Okay, extras to the stands. Second man, stand name, November Rain, reference Guns N' Roses song, localized name, A Rainy November Day. So a thing about that is the Japanese version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, they have the actual song names, but for like copyright reasons, like English rights or whatever, the Japanese name is always, the English version is always changed, something where you can get the idea, but it's not the same. Like,
That's fair.
Oh, okay.
like Dirty Deeds Done Cheap got changed to like something along the lines of like crimes done at affordable prices or something like that.
I mean, it's kind of cute that he thought of that in his headcanon.
Yeah, it's honestly, this story is very charming.
Yeah.
November Rain's ability is to create webs from its back and trap the user in the webs, making them stuck. However, it must wait for an hour to recharge, and the only way to get them lost is to defeat or kill the user, as attacking the stand does not go to the user. It also takes on a humanoid form of 8 legs. Does the song November Rain have sort of like an itsy bitsy spider type thing to it?
I guess
know.
maybe Itsy Bitsy Spider took place in November. Down came the rain, washed the spider out.
I suppose. Like, that's where I'm thinking. So the third man, stand name, Paradise City, reference Guns N' Roses, localized name, Paradise Resort. Paradise City's ability is to mold things so they're like flesh in a wall. However, it has to be 2 different things on the same object. I would say a better thing for this would be Hotel California. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
Ooh, clever. That's clever.
Hotel California, localized name, LA Motel.
Yeah, works. Fair.
Lincoln Loud, stand name, Detroit Rock City, reference Kiss song, localized Detroit. Lincoln Stan, DRC's ability is to change, rearrange, or alter a person or object. Like, for example, if Lincoln's Stan touched an opponent's right hand and then touched the left hand, he can switch it to the left is now the right.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see how these stand names fit in with the abilities.
Yeah, no, they don't really.
I'm trying to think of like what songs could fit.
Maybe
he
just took songs he liked, the offer.
That's true. And I'm trying to think of songs, but I'm trying to remember if the songs that I'm thinking of were out in, what was this, 2017?
2019,
2019.
I think.
I'm trying to think, like, when did the Dismemberment song come out?
I'm not sure
Hold
what
on.
you're referring to.
Not sure.
It's a song. When did that song?
Wait, are you talking about the Lemon Demon song? What was it called?
No,
Motherfucker?
same kind of vibe. But yeah, you could do the. Dismemberment song. Maybe what's the? Oh, but now they're thinking the song "Modify" from Lemon Demon would work.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when you said Dismemberment song.
No, it's a song that's literally... The song I was thinking of is literally called the Dismemberment song.
Oh, okay.
But, yeah, Modify by Lemon Demon would all... The song I was thinking of was by the Blue Kid, but Modify by Lemon Demon would work. Let me think. For most things like Human Flesh and a Wall, I'm trying to think... Because I've surely heard a song that would fit for that. I don't know. And then for Radiate Weds.
Wait, like Human Flesh and a Wall?
The only song I can think of on the top of my head, which is a song that was not out in 2019.
Maybe Climb Up the
It
Wall.
was a Magnus Archives fan song called Arcane Knots that would really work very well. But I don't know. What's your stand name? What's your stand's name and what's the power? I think I've already picked for myself a Hotel California, localized named LA Motel, and what it is the stand generates sort of like a room or an area. You can go inside. Once you are inside of the hotel/motel, you cannot leave until I decide that you can.
My song is the Pee-wee's Playhouse theme, called rearranged to be Herman's Home, and basically my power is I can turn all the furniture to life. So good luck. If you fight me in a living room, you're dead.
Your stand takes the appearance, I assume, of Pee-wee Herman himself.
Yes.
Just kind of, but he looks like metallic and robotic, and he just kind of like levitates behind you silently.
Oh yes, that's great. Let's go with that.
I'm thinking Hotel California is sort of dressed like a bellhop with like what looks like white gloves, except as you look closely, you realize like you can't really figure out where like the glove starts and the skin begins, and like, you know, a lovely face for a lovely place. Okay. Maybe horns somewhere for that, like how it's like there's this one room where it's the beast that they just can't kill.
Yeah, whoever's listening to us, if any of you are artists, please recreate these stands and
you don't got to recreate. I'm getting a high concept. I'm not soliciting art. I'm not doing that. What about your stand, Julius? You can pick a song that none of us know. It's fine.
I mean, I've been thinking about since I've mentioned Modify, I think that would be a cool stand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe you could pick yourself apart, rearrange yourself. Yeah. That could be pretty useful. Was also thinking about Was also thinking about making my stand street carp, and then the stand takes the form of an actual carp. And it doesn't do much, it just fucks up your freshwater ecosystem. At least if you're in the US.
Powerful. Other stand, what's the 2 truck stand like? Behold my stand,
yeah.
2 trucks.
I don't know if I want to
looking-
think about that.
I was looking in the reviews, Guest and was obviously losing their ability to speak and type like 6 months into COVID because they said in 2020, update more chapter.
It's like, bro, it's 20. From Gabriel Manda más historias.
That means,
I don't know.
That means send more story, I guess.
Make more chapters, I guess.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Or they want
From
the
that-
story sent to them by email, so don't post the chapter, send to them instead.
Yeah, send it to the PMs, and then they won't get it, because unless things have changed by the time that you are reading this, the fanfiction.net email system broke again. So I guess this is a little message of, like, if you are a person who is still using fanfiction.net as your main site for reading fanfiction, or, like, you have an author who hasn't switched over yet, and they normally update semi-frequently, and they haven't for a while, check your story alerts, because you might have straight up not gotten the email. Same happens if you are a fanfiction writer who uses fanfiction.net. If anyone sent you a review, you will not have gotten an email about it, so also look into that.
Yeah, I mean, fanfiction.net is clearly held together by paper clips and rubber bands these days.
Yeah,
so.
And the paper clips are rusting, and the rubber bands are steadily using their elasticity and will snap at every moment. So
yeah.
And then from that Catman, you ever heard of capitalization? It makes things easier to read. Bold words from a man who didn't capitalize it.
Man.
Bold words from a man who didn't capitalize it.
Yeah, I love it when reviews criticize your spelling and writing, and then they make the same mistakes in their reviews.
I mean, he's not wrong, but yeah.
He's not wrong, but he done wrong, as you can tell.
Honestly, the lack of capitalization wasn't even, like, it was there, but the main sort of, like, if for somehow the author is listening to this, like, the main sort of issues was the fact that, like, there are some spots where, like, when you do dialogue, you should put each time a character changes speaking, you should hit the enter key and put that on a different line. And also, some places you didn't use periods.
Yeah, formatting and the lack of punctuation were like.
I looked at some of the author's more recent stories. They have grown as an author. They've done this. They're doing it now.
Oh.
Yeah. It's been 5 years. It's been 5 years. So yeah,
good for them.
Well, that's good.
From Mary Chimes. So Lincoln's 15. All right. How old is he in the original? Is he 12 in the original?
I think he's 12.
So.
Yeah, I don't.
Something like that.
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 12,
okay.
Or he's 11. One or the other.
Oh, right. There's not many JoJo crossovers with the Loud House, but that's because you got your work cut out for you. But since you were just beginning, it's fine. Other than a few grammatical errors, and some spacing, it doesn't look half bad. I just would say that the two don't mix very well.
That's fair.
That's a fair review.
Yeah.
That's a fair review.
Yeah. So, I mean, again, the author improved a lot as a writer since then, so
Yep.
good for them. You guys have seen the meme from JoJo's of the people beating up the guy, right? Like the 3 people beating up the guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. 'Cause I was gonna say, if you review the stories or contact this author, we and the author will come together and recreate that meme in real life with you as the target.
Yeah, we don't think it's cool for, we are having fun. If the author decides, hey, I don't want this video to be out there, this video will be removed. We don't want you, like, talking to or harassing or bothering the author in any way. Again, like, you won't even get, like, a loud in Discord, hey, this guy did this thing, and, like, we don't like it. The most that'll, like, you won't get any kind of acknowledgement from us, like, positive or negative. We won't think that you're cool. We won't think you're impressive. You won't get, like, outrage. We will just kind of silently agree that you're a dingus. And I guess if you do it a lot, we would silently remove you from the Discord.
Yeah. And you know what? We'll also say that this author does what we always like to see, where you see some people's early stories, they aren't great because they're getting into writing, they're learning new things, and they've definitely improved. And we like to see that, of course.
Honestly, I've got a flash drive somewhere that's got, like, I've got a flash drive somewhere that's got, like, fan fiction that I deleted, but I still have the Word documents. I couldn't be in the voice call with you guys reading that because I think I would defenestrate myself. But we've all gone through, like, cringy phases with writing, and it's how we grow.
I need to fire up the Wayback Machine and see if I can find one of my old stories that I deleted. That may be good for a highlight.
I'm trying to think. I think the only stuff is, like... I'm trying to think. I don't know. I think the only fic that I wrote that's not on my page now that you could find by the way back, you might actually come to think of it. You might be able to find the Great Detective Story. You definitely would be able to find, like, if I were to say Hetalia units, would you know what I meant by that?
I think so. I'm not familiar with the franchise, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like with, like, the robots that you can, like, the characters. I did a Hetalia manual fic for 2P England when I was, like, 12 or 13 or something. And then I did a Yu-Gi-Oh! Truth or Dare, and then I did a Yu-Gi-Oh! Interview, both of which were horrifically out of character. And then I did, like an RP with someone, like a joking, like, really kind of stupid RP involving, like, the world ending and, I think, cults and kidnappings and stuff, and I posted that as, like, a joking, here's why I haven't updated, this is what I've been up to, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's anything else.
Julius, do you have any old stories? Or...
No, I wasn't. I didn't write that much, except for, like,
there might be more on that flash drive that I never posted and I blocked out of my memory, but I can't think of what they might be.
Oh, well. Check us out on Discord, as always.
Yeah. And remember, if you donut donut read, that's for us to do.
And we'll find some. We love the pain and suffering.
We love the pain, we love the suffering, and we like finding hidden gems.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.